interesting stories that yet keep rolling from the local scene. Now, I tried getting one or two things from how the seven teams are going to be participating, and the criteria that I tried reaching, that is the DFA chairman, Mr. Pango Rashid, is a little bit sick, and he wouldn't be able to come through and make sure that things work out. Maybe we discuss lengthy, but a few of the things that is said is they are still in the plan, and the pipeline is still underway to see that they engage in all these stakeholders to make sure that things work out. So the call right now is for also partners to come on board so that things can be well handled. So we're waiting to see how that is. But as far as it is concerned, I think there's a very big expectation ahead of this, and we are going to be waiting to see, because someone asked me whether there are going to be registration fees for all these activities that is going to be there, and that's the reason why probably I wanted to get these names right here. Now, in other stories, probably I want to start with Arua City up to date. Still looking forward to see who is that person they are going to be mentioning to represent, that is them as their CEO. But of course, internally discussions already went on. Discussions about one or two people have gone on and looking into how to strategize and make sure that things work out for them. So it has really affected a little bit their progress, because teams are already doing what is called a business. Talk about the transfers, talk about what exactly comes, like trying to put the right structures. They will have to get, maybe if they are looking for coaches, they will have to get coaches to make sure that things work straight or smoothly for them, and those are some of the things. But now they have not yet added in that. What exactly will that mean for them? Because we won't be expecting maybe a struggling side of Arua City anymore to come. Then too, what if the CEO comes on board? How long will it be for him to push and make sure things work out? Because soon also you will see that the transfer windows shall be closing. When they close, that means you will expect on the deadline day a lot of activities happening, and people are already poaching for players here and there, trying to see that they get in there. So those are some of the things coming from the region. But all in all, we are waiting to see how the best would be and how exactly things look to be, because there are challenges that have really have been shown to, that is the previous personnels. Talk about the former CEO who tried, yes, pushing in here and there, but things did not work out for him. Talk about the previous management, the technical team that also tried pushing things here and there, but of course they didn't push it to the expectation. And the president of the club, or the club chairman, did also say that this is the time that they're going to be seeing, because very soon I'm meant to know that Arua City will be unveiling their new kit very soon for the 2024-2025 season. So after maybe unveiling, what exactly are we going to be expecting from this very team? Those are also big talking points that one will always want to talk about. But all in all, the chances are slim that they could, because I'm seeing Nebi doing massive recruitment. I'm seeing Araka keeping actively. Arua City hasn't started training. Lia, Dramachaku, all these are some of the teams that are coming in there. So how prepared are they is also going to be a very big one. But all in all, we're waiting to see the preparation level between the teams from, of course, how they performed in last season to this season, and which will be an addition to us to talk about right there. Now, if we leave that there, there is the handball that is ongoing, by the way, with a very big margin, where of course goals are to read in the 2024 Fiesta Games. Now, I want to focus on the handball, which is also a game, by the way, sports discipline. Right there, it's basically one of the biggest this time around that people look into. But basically, if you look at the survival I mean, yesterday was basically survival for the fittest, because different teams showcased, and they really showed what exactly it means to be in this, as of course the action range was very high, and it was really going on very well. Following, of course, the two opening matches on that very day yesterday, you did see a target for that is the respective teams that were to achieve or secure to make sure that they get in there, to make sure, in fact, they get to the next level, or to make sure that they get to the knockout stages. What are the teams, or which schools are really pushed in there? There's Chibuli Secondary School girls that also had the handball team that made it, of course, it to 2 out of that is the 2 with back-to-back victories that they had against that is Kawanda and of course Moi girls from that is Kenya, winning by 28-21, then of course 22-17 in that manner, or in respectively, if you can say. Now the Fiercer Games also had a couple of things, because I want to give you the results. In the boys categories, there was the category had Magnus of Tanzania that went, of course, down to Hospital FC, or Hospital Hill of Kenya, a game that ended at 23-22. Of course, the Hospital Hill of Kenya taking the upper hand. Then in Tara School, of course, having also a very good one against Dengi of Rwanda. Ntara is in Uganda. No, Ntare, not even in Tara. Ntare is in Uganda. Then, of course, Adegi is in Rwanda, and they had to beat, that is Ntare School of Uganda by 30 to 12. And then Bombo Army of that is Uganda had it against, of course, the side called Wampeo Ntake of Uganda. It was a Uganda fair, but this time round they went 29-24 margin, and that means it was around a 5-goal margin that separated the two to see that went in there. That was in their first game. Then the second game saw also Armies of that is Bombo, or beating team of course Bunda of Tanzania, which of course has also helped them to go through to the next level. Now in others, you did see Snake of Kenya, of course, beating Bunda of Tanzania by 17-15. That means Bunda could not make it anywhere because lost twice in this manner. There's Kimilili of Kenya that also had a very good performance against, of course, Nike of Kenya, a game that ended 31-24. And then there's the second game for that is the Tanzania school called, of course, Magnus that played against Ntare High School. That game ended 28-25. Then Adegi of Rwanda, of course, 22 winners against Mbogo, a mixed of Uganda. A game in the boys category that show that the team of Adegi also progressing through. Now in the girls category, you did see Kilombero of Tanzania against, of course, Gombe, a game that was 27-19, and of course Gombe winning that handball right through. And then there was Kwanthanze that also had a very outstanding performance of Kenya against, of course, Muri Nduko of Kenya. That game ended 15-9 for those who are in Kenya following, maybe, or those who followed the Fiercer Games. Njobe Tanzania of Tanzania also had a game against Kiziguro. Kiziguro is in Rwanda, a game that ended 20-11. Of course, an upper hand for the Rwandan side. And Kawanda SS, of course, of Kawanda of course, Tanzania had a very good play against Chibuli SS of Uganda, but Chibuli did win against, that is the team by 28-21 in there. So it shows you how they tried pushing in there, the girls. Then Bogo High girls of Uganda did also beat the team of Kwanthen of that is Kenya. Yes, Kenya, which of course had a very good play through right into the game. Then Maureen Duko of Kenya played a draw with that is Gombe SS of Uganda. And then Moi girls of Kenya did also lose to Chibuli SS in their second game for Chibuli, winning, of course, making sure that they advanced through. Njobe of Tanzania also lost to that is Kawanda SS of Uganda by 27 to 21. Of course, it's a point difference of 6. That is one big one. So now, as I talk, the handball threw off. Of course, that is the Bukedia Primary School. Remember, I did tell you Fiesta will be hosted there, and Bukedia Primary School still hosted that during the 2024 games. That was hosted by Bukedia Comprehensive, and of course the Amos College that also went through right there. It is basically a survival, I should say. It was basically a survival for the fittest, and indeed that is it. So in some of the boys' action, you could see, you've seen that some key schools that shined out. One of them is Adegi, over that is Rwanda. Then of course they went victorious twice. Over that is the opposition, Ntare, and then of course Mbogo. But all in all, yes, we are waiting to see how the rest will be progressing. That is the knockout stages, of course, which will be the quarter finals right through. When we leave that there also, there was also the Uganda Rugby Cranes player who also had to return from that is South Africa after, of course, a high performance that he has put in program to see that they get to the advanced role. Indeed, it was a very big one. Remember the seven rugby, of course, the rugby sevens. Uganda Rugby Sevens, Rugby Cranes had a representative that went to represent them. I did tell you a few names that came through, with of course a few names that also were sent to representing because they were hired in some leagues, and South Africa has been one key one. Out of that, you did see a performance from that is the players who went and represent Blue Bulls. That is the rugby in preparation for the 2024 Men's Africa Rugby Cup. And of course, they had a very good one. Johnny Brooks was so outstanding, tried pushing things here and there. But a week after that is his tournament, which of course he has also made sure that things went well. Uganda, remember, has been dominating well. The last time they featured, Uganda finished 5th. Yes, 5th. And of course, then 7 reported back into that is the pictorial for the game. So Uganda and the rugby sevens, I think they're doing good. And of course, players that are returning would be adding something into that is the team through what exactly is being asked in there. Now it is so challenging because the national sevens has a lot of names. Let's see names like after, of course, the sevens. Only Odugo and Okeyate, who of course you can call him Cobbs, plus of course Gondogo and Wanyama of Pirates featured in that is the 7th series last season. That of course tried pushing in very well. So it should not come as a surprise because it's one of the biggest thing when you see that they make their first appearance in the team. That will be an addition for you to see that things work well. That's also another big monster coming from the rugby world. You know, rugby is trying to take shape in all aspects because people tend not to understand what the game is all about, but they're trying so much to see that it is fixed and worked on very, very well. So let's wait and see how that will be. But at the same time, let's see also some of the transfers that is happening because the goalkeeper Sekaja has also returned to Viper Sports Club. The Venoms are looking into seeing that they need to add or boost in there. Remember, Fabian Mutombora is one name that they have been talking about probably leaving the country, and indeed that has happened. Now, Lanky, I should say the Lanky goalkeeper Sekaja is one proven one who has been there for quite a long time, and he has completed his move to Vipers of a Sports Club for a second stint because he has ever been here at the club. But as I talk, it was yesterday that the Venoms confirmed his arrival at St. Mary's on a 3-year deal from Wachiso Giants. And of course, he is one name. And Sekaja has committed to a 3-year, according to Vipers, contract with, of course, the Venoms, securing his stay until that means 2026-2027 season. That will be seeing him right there. Now, of course, the shot stopper, I can tell you, for Vipers, was outstanding between 2018 to 2021. Yes, that's when he was there before moving to Kenyan Premier League outfit called Wazito FC. After, of course, a remarkable performance that he had that side, the Uganda Cranes select team also had to choose him, and that is the FUFA Super 8, and he has been featuring well, and reports linked him to a move to Express FC. However, as I talk right now, Vipers snapped him, and they are looking very, very well with him. He now arrives with, of course, a blustering goalkeeping experience after departing the, of course, the department that had already had Alfred Mundekereza, Jack Komakech, and Derek Chigundu, who is right there. That means he need to come and fight for his spot right into the team. Sekaja joins other new names, you could say, or new arrivals, like, of course, Kenneth Chimera, Gustavo Mulongo, who has also been there, Derek Ndahiro, and then Pedro Sekuya, and not forgetting, of course, Nicholas Wakiro Wadada, who has also been into the team right there. He will be adding more of the experience into the Viper Sports Club team come this season. What exactly do you think will be for Vipers? Because it's one of the biggest talking points coming through right there. Still in football, there is the CAF Women's Champions League that is also coming, and then there's the Sekafa Zonal qualifiers that is also right there. Now with this, Kawempe, then Simba will have to battle for, that is the top spot in Group B, because the groupings have been made right there, and this will be a very, very big one at Abebe Bekila Stadium. This game, of course, will be kicking off at 11 a.m. as, of course, the East African time reports. Now, of course, Kawempe Muslims will be seeking in to see that they really confirm their place in the semi-finals on that is the day today. To see that things work out, because I've not received anything, but they had a very good game, and that showed them, because the qualifiers for the CAF Women's Championship League has been one big one to talk about. Now, the Valley Warriors won their first game 2-0 against, of course, PVP Bunyenzi of that is Burundi, if you can follow. And of course, they got themselves into today's game in a high spirit, because they are looking into how to see that things work out. But equally, Simba Queens have also been very outstanding. They had put an astonishing performance. Of course, that was dispatched through the FAD FC from that is Ethiopia. It was a 5-0 nil and a victory that would be seeing them. So them winning today would guarantee their place in that is the last 4 games, or the last 4 that will be there. Ayubu Khalifa is the man, by the way, I'm talking about now, who heads the ladies team, the Kawempe Muslims team. Is so confident of his troops that this will be the additional moment that he will be. So I'm yet waiting for the results on how the games went on this morning, because it's going to be so interesting to see that these ladies represent. Kawempe Muslim has been one of the dominant team that has also pushed so much. But all in all, what exactly could they add into that is the team is one thing someone could be asking throughout the season. Yeah, that's big and big that I can tell you. Now, when we leave also there in some of the, of course, sports disciplines, let's talk about the NBL, or the, of course, the basketball. Yes, the National Basketball also playoffs are also going on with KIU Titans that will, of course, topple NAM Blazers to lead, that is their series yet again, because it's another big one. Now, of course, the NBL playoffs results were as follow. KIU Titans did a bit, of course, team Namuongo Blazers, or the NAM Blazers, by 76 to 74. That was already 2-1. And then you did also see UCU Lady Cannons against, of course, KIU Rangers, a game that ended 52 to 48, with UCU Lady Cannons, of course, being with the winners, with, of course, a 2-1 already. Now, that means a lot of things will be coming, because KIU Titans took the lead in the initial start stage, with, of course, in that is the semi-final series The game 3 saw them push really, really well. After that is 76-74 victory against the NAM Blazers. In that is their National Basketball League that was played yesterday at Lugogo Indoor Arena right there. Now, of course, the NAM Blazers also started on that is the front foot, opening, of course, a 10-point gap right there, 21-11. But still, the lead, that is the end of the opening quarter, saw them really push very, very well. With, of course, in the second quarter, the Titans tried so much to fight back and, of course, returned to the game. And they also pushed so big. That shows you how the team spirit comes in there because they did a great job of introducing their deficit to make sure that they worked in there. Thus, of course, thrashing 2 points right there. So the end of that is the period was outstanding, and indeed it was outstanding. Coming from that is the locker room was how the team really tried pursuing the tactics. They implemented the tactics that was given to them by the coach to make sure that they overturned this result that they had lost in that is the quarter, and then came back and made sure things work out. With, of course, 3 minutes and 32, of course, with 32 minutes to play, the game, of course, had a very, there was a knock, which, of course, forced 1 or 2 persons to make sure that this was to be helped, the situation. Now, of course, that game was stopped because there was an injury, and the umpires complained that there was a certain Namwongo Blazer that had thrown on the court, so they had to first stop the game to make sure that things were worked upon. But after intense discussion, the game also restarted, and the Rangers held their breath to secure a 2-point victory that, of course, helped them a lot in there. So it's a very big one. But some of the key players you could talk about included Joel Lokoji, who had, of course, 21 points, Kasereka Tembo, who had 14 points, then, of course, Edgar Munaba, 14 points, and not forgetting, of course, that is who, of course, yes, he's the one. I'm talking about Munaba Edgar. Then he led, that is the KIU Titans, to the scoring board in just a double digits. That meant them go. But of course, on the other hand, you did see also a couple of names like Jimmy Williams, who had 17 points, Peter Cheng with 15, and then, of course, Innocent Ochera with 13. 13 points. And this was scored in the double digits for, that is, the Namwongo Blazers. That means the Titans had a good display and had a very good day in office, I should say, converting 8 out of, that is, the 20 attempts that they had beyond, of course, the arc. Unlike the Namwongo Blazers, who, of course, had they scored 11 of, that is, the 40 long shots that they had, so which really couldn't help them so much to see that it works out right there. So we're saying that, yes, it's the time, because it's one of the biggest things that you could be talking about. But not only that, the ladies previously, the previous day, had also games, because it is still the playoffs, with UCU Lady Cannons, that edged KIU Rangers to reign the lead, and this went on to 52-48, KIU Rangers leading by 2-1. And that is the difference that, of course, you could be talking about. Now, UCU Lady Cannons reigned 2-1 lead in that manner. So, yeah, those are some of the things that happened throughout the week. And since Monday up to yesterday, that was what has been happening right there. Now, when we cross to a little bit of the continental story, there's this place called, of course, Orlando Stadium. Yes, it is meant to host, that is the Bafana clash against Uganda. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.